life, like that of many public figures, is under constant scrutiny, and people tend to project their expectations onto her happiness and well-being. Hello dear friends of the channel. Today I bring you news that has left us all with heavy hearts. Not because of the noise it generated, but because of how it was revealed, sincere, serene, and at the same time profoundly human. Demet Özdemir was the one who broke the silence. With her characteristic elegance, she said few words, but they were enough to shake those who listened. Can went to Turkey suddenly. There was no warning, no farewell. Just a flight that took him away from everything, even from her. Although each has followed their own path, there are bonds that neither time nor distance can break. Between them, there was always something beyond the obvious. An invisible connection that resurfaces in the most unexpected moments. Curiously, Demet didn't speak from sadness, but from a mix of acceptance and strength. As if she already knew this goodbye was inevitable, but her eyes told a different story. Because there are farewells that, no matter how unplanned, still hurt. And this was one of them. Can Yaman gave no explanations. He left no signs. He simply departed. Some say his face was at peace, others noticed a shadow hidden behind his smile. The truth is, by the time it was known he had landed in Istanbul, it was too late for questions. Demet wasn't seeking attention by sharing this. She did it almost as a whisper, like someone releasing something they had been holding inside. And in that gesture, she showed us how much an unannounced absence can hurt. Because when someone like that disappears, it's not just a trip. It's an emotional cut. The first thing we must acknowledge about Demet is her ability to move people. It's undeniable that she has a magnetic screen presence, an expression that connects with people, and a talent that has opened doors not only in Turkey but also internationally. Many people, as at Helena Briova 3588 expressed, see her as a woman with a noble, humble, and luminous heart. And perhaps that's one of the reasons why so many people continue to believe in her, even in times of doubt. But if something has become clear over time, it's that Demet has also learned to play with silence. In the entire story with Can Yaman, her former co-star and, according to many rumors, former partner in life, she chose a cold, almost distant stance. When Can was harshly criticized in his country, when he was cancelled and became the target of widespread attacks, she said nothing. Not a word to defend him, no message to calm an audience demanding answers. And that silence for many was louder than any statement. Was it indifference, a strategy, or simply a form of self-protection? Everyone will have their own version, but what is certain is that, as mentioned in the comments, that silence left a mark. Some even speak of a Demet who shows two faces, the sweet and charismatic one in front of the cameras, and another more calculating and egocentric behind the scenes. I'm not here to judge, but I do believe that actions, or the lack thereof, end up saying more than any interview. Moreover, there have been behaviors that generated even more doubts. Unkind comments about Can, criticism suspiciously aligned with those from other artists or media, as if everyone were following the same script. And one inevitably wonders, why repeat that discourse? What does Demet gain from it? Some think it's just publicity, a way to stay in the spotlight. Maybe. But if that's the case, where is the emotional honesty she so often preaches? It also must be said that beyond the rumors, Demet has every right to rebuild her life like anyone else. Her current relationship with Çağatay Ulusoy has been interpreted in countless ways. For some, it's true love. For others, a strategy. But what is clear is that the way she handled the past has left scars on part of her audience. Because the audience is not foolish, they remember, observe, compare. And when someone who used to represent sensitivity and closeness becomes evasive or contradictory, skepticism naturally arises. Even so, we cannot deny that Demet has real talent. And perhaps that's the most frustrating part. Seeing a brilliant actress entangled in doubts created by her own way of handling human relationships. Because professional success cannot always be separated from the emotional impact a public figure has on her followers. People don't just follow a star for her scenes on TV, but also for what she represents off-screen. And there perhaps Demet has left gaps she used to fill with ease. I'm not writing this to discredit her, but as an honest reflection. Maybe she's still in time to show her most authentic version, the one many still remember fondly. because fame, as we know, doesn't last forever, but respect that can remain. And sometimes it only takes an honest gesture, a word at the right time, or even an unspoken but understood apology. Beyond the criticism, it's also possible to see Demet as a woman who has remained faithful to herself and her principles without being swayed by the pressures of the entertainment world. Despite the constant attention she receives, Demet doesn't seem like the type of person who lets others' opinions influence her. In fan comments, some highlight Demet's authenticity, pointing out that while some might interpret her as naive or superficial, the truth is her ability to stand firm in her convictions is admirable.